What's going on, guys? Plunge here. Welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're going to be taking a look at 10 greatest signature moves in NBA history. This video is made by Andy Hoops, so make sure to check out his channel and like the video because he's the one who made this video. So that's it. I'm very interested to see what's the 10 greatest signature moves in NBA history. So without further ado, let's react to this video, shall we?
Signature moves. Over the course of NBA history, a lot of superstars are recognized for their signature moves. I would say that those signature moves are a huge reason why they were successful in their craft. How's it going, fellas? My name's Andy, and today we're going to take a look at the top 10 most iconic signature moves in NBA history. Alright, so let's get started. Number 10, Rajon Rondo's behind-the-back fake pass.
Oh, Rondo. I didn't expect him to be in this list.
I'm sure the behind-the-back fake pass move was done before, but Rondo was the guy who really popularized it and made it his own. Throughout his career, he was always known for playing mind games with his opponents, and this move is basically the essence of who Rondo is as a player. He's able to pull it off really well because of his combination of large hands and a long wingspan.
I do think of Rondo,
so he makes it more convincing when he stretches all the way behind his back, and because he's such a great passer, opponents gotta respect the pass, even if they know Rondo will do the fake.
Yep.
Other players recently, like Ben Simmons, have also adopted Rondo's signature pass fake. If done correctly, it's very effective.
Rondo's
Number 9, Manu Ginobili's Eurostep.
Manu Ginobili.
Even though there's been a lot of European players who played in the NBA before Ginobili arrived, I'd say that Ginobili definitely made the Eurostep into what it is today.
The Eurostep.
A ton of players have incorporated the Eurostep into their games, and sometimes it's incredibly deadly, especially when a guy like Giannis does it. All the credit deserves to go to Ginobili for popularizing the Eurostep in the NBA. In his prime, he was known for his flashy playstyle, and the Eurostep was flashy and exciting to watch, but above all else, it's really effective. When you don't want to run into a defender and get an offensive foul, you can whip out the Eurostep and go around them. It's also good when the defender jumps up for the block, but the offensive player never goes up, and instead just goes around for the layup. It's amazing how many players use it today, but nobody did it better or made it look as cool as Manu Ginobili. Number 8, Magic Johnson's no-look pass.
Magic, no-look pass.
In the 1980s, the Showtime Lakers played the most entertaining style of basketball the NBA has ever seen. None of that would have been possible without Magic Johnson. I didn't see the pass too. And more specifically, his incredible passes.
That surprised me as well.
His trademark was the no-look pass, which he used in a variety of different ways. The creativity of Magic was second to none. He was arguably the most creative passer ever, up there with Pete Maravich. Everything he did was not only great to watch, but it confused even the best defenses, and sometimes it would even surprise their own teammates.
It does confuse you because
his passing tricked everybody,
and you don't know where he's gonna pass.
Magic's court vision was far ahead of anyone else at the time. He was always 2 steps ahead of everyone else, and before defenders could react, the Lakers already scored. I also think that Magic's height played a role in allowing him to make passes like that. Being a legit 6'9" point guard was unheard of. And he can basically see over the defense and find the best spots to pass the ball. Regardless, Magic is the greatest point guard of all time, and it's unlikely anyone would ever surpass him for that title.
Ooh, look at that.
Number 7, Steph Curry's long threes.
I
had to include Curry on this list because he was the guy who drastically changed the NBA in recent years. This three-point era where teams are shooting like 35 or 40% of their field goals from beyond the arc is largely because of the influence of Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
That is so far behind the 3-point line.
From like 25 or even 30 feet away from the basket, which is insane. He does it on a consistent basis and actually makes them.
If you do that in the previous NBA years, you would be on the bench.
Season of his career, he shot 67% from beyond
I remember the one in the OKC thing.
That's freaking
his game winner. That was crazy.
He took about 50 shots from that distance all season, so the sample size was decent.
Damn.
It's crazy how good he is shooting from that far away, but when you think about it, it kind of makes sense.
He's gonna pull up. Oh, come
Usually,
on.
defenders
That's not
don't contest shots that are, that far away, so Curry was probably wide open on a lot of them.
Yeah, but when you're Curry,
other players have also started to shoot more long threes because apparently it's not a bad shot anymore. Damian Lillard has been doing this for a while too, and same with Ryan Anderson. Being able to shoot from
so
that
far
distance
away
puts a ton of pressure on the defense, and it's also why the high pick and roll is the Warriors' most effective play. Which
how can you have that range? What do you do? What do you practice to reach that
able
one?
to just stand there and still be
like,
the biggest
if I
threat
shoot
on the
from
floor.
there, it would not reach the rim.
Number 6, Tim Duncan's bank shot.
The bank, oh yes, of course.
Duncan's bank shot is one of the reasons why he got the nickname the Big
Legend,
Fundamental.
man, 5 rings.
He was so fundamentally sound on both ends of the floor. Offensively, he wasn't flashy at all, but he mastered the basics, which was the foundation
he
for
wasn't
his success.
flashy. He was Mr.
Unfortunately, the
Fundamental.
bank shot is rarely used today. It's used in less than 8% of a team's total field goal attempts. It was never that popular in any
Less
era,
than
to be honest,
8%,
and it's more of a niche thing for certain players. For Duncan, he usually posted up at the left or right elbow, so he preferred banking it in instead of going up for regular jump shots. Obviously, it worked out for him. 5 championships, 3 finals MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs, they speak for themselves. Whenever anybody thinks about Duncan, his bank shot is typically the first thing that comes to mind. Back in his playing days, everyone in the league knew that he was the best at making them and nobody else came close.
Yeah, you know it's gonna come, but you just can't stop it.
Block.
Oh wow,
LeBron
that's
has a few trademark moves that could probably
he
make up
does
an
it a
entire
lot.
list by themselves,
Yeah.
but I think the chase down
got a lot
block
of
is his
trademark
most
moves.
recognizable move. In Game 7 of the 2016 Finals, that was the defining moment of the game, along with Kyrie's three-pointer.
Yeah.
What makes this move so scary is that every
LeBron's
time
defining
an opposing
moment
player
that
gets a steal,
it's not an
they have to
offensive-
be wary of
offensive
LeBron.
play, more of
If
a
they don't,
defensive
it's going to
play.
be an easy block for him because he's so good at timing his jump. It's
That's why
basically
a
common
lot of them are
knowledge. You
so
gotta go up
scared in
strong to
running
not get blocked
and
by
going in
LeBron.
transition.
Other players
Because
have
you
done
know
the
it's gonna
chase
be
down
behind
before,
you.
like Tayshaun Prince, for example, who probably has the most famous one. But none of them do it as consistently as LeBron. He's a 6'8", 250, 260-pound guy who runs as fast as any guard in the league, and even at an older age, he can still jump as high as ever.
So athletic,
and it's
bro.
honestly incredible how well he's aged.
Gotta watch out for
I
him.
remember back in the
He's gonna
day,
come.
people tried to argue that LeBron's game will age very poorly because he relies on athleticism, and it made sense at the time.
I said
But
that
what
too,
nobody
actually,
realized
when he
is
was
that
in his
how
Miami
well
days.
LeBron
I
takes care
said,
of his body,
if
and
he
got a lot
ages,
smarter
it's not gonna
too.
go well because he relies
Number
heavily
4,
on
Allen
athleticism.
Iverson's crossover.
But so far,
I'd
it's
argue
proving,
that he was
proving
the
me wrong
most
too.
influential player since 2000. So many young players looked up to him because he played the game in his own way with his own unique style.
Crossover.
During a time when guards his size were expected to be, you know, actual point guards, Iverson changed that
Double
expectation.
crossover.
Instead, he focused on scoring and became a scoring machine. In my opinion, his two most famous highlights were when he crossed up Michael Jordan as a rookie and when he crossed up Tyronn Lue and stepped over him. And what do you see in both of these highlights?
This
is
one.
crossover.
How can you do that to the GOAT,
move and
man?
inspired millions of people to go out to their backyards and try to
Tyronn
copy
Lue.
it when playing pickup.
Step
Although
on
there's
him.
been some controversy about it recently, Tim Hardaway believed that AI carried the ball every time he did a crossover, and I will admit he bent the rules a little bit, but it was still hard to call it traveling. Nowadays, pretty much everyone quote-unquote carries the ball during a crossover, but the refs don't call it. So I guess it's legal? Regardless, the crossover in general made the game a lot more fun to watch. It's a huge part of basketball culture. And Iverson was the guy who paved the way for the new generation of combo guards.
Yeah, he changed the culture of the
Number
NBA,
3,
man.
the fadeaway. So I want to talk about a couple
fadeaway.
different
Look at that.
iconic
Kobe
fadeaways.
and Jordan.
First,
Kobe
we
and
have
Jordan,
Dirk's
man.
one-legged fadeaway, his signature go-to move that is pretty much unguardable.
Yep.
And other players started to copy it too
Yeah,
because of
he's
how
so,
good it
he's
is.
so tall.
It worked
How can
amazingly
you
for
stop
Dirk
it?
because he was so tall. When you're a 7-footer doing a fadeaway and
just said
sticking
that.
out a leg to create space, there's nothing anybody could do. He's going to get a high percentage shots every time because it's like the defender isn't even there. The other fadeaway is the MJ or Kobe style fadeaways where they create space by making a quick move or turning their shoulder after a post-up. Now, what separates MJ and Kobe's fadeaways from the average player's fadeaway is that they primarily rely on their footwork and elevation when they jump. They're only 6'6" with average wingspan, so they can't just shoot over everybody like
to make the shot too.
In my opinion, they also have the most aesthetically pleasing fadeaways to watch, because it's just a cool move.
Yep, I agree on that one.
Mid-range fadeaway is a high-risk, low-reward shot because it's kinda inefficient, but when it goes in, it looks amazing. Kobe especially made a career out of taking difficult shots, and the fadeaway is no exception. It's really hard to pull off, and most coaches nowadays don't even want their players to take a shot like that. But for those three guys, it was their bread and butter. Number 2, Hakeem Olajuwon's Dream Shake.
Oh, the Dream
Shake. Good old Dream Shake. The move that defined Hakeem Olajuwon's career.
I thought MJ would be number 1.
In his most famous highlights, the one against David Robinson, Hakeem put him in a spin cycle. This was in the 1995 Western Conference Finals. Robinson got his MVP trophy and Hakeem got his revenge, putting up 35 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and over 4 blocks in a 6-game series.
Rebounds.
It was without question the best series of his career, and he put on a full display of his Dream Shake.
He was balling.
Hakeem is arguably the greatest post-up player in history. He was so versatile and quick. He was unguardable in the paint because he had so many moves, and if one move didn't work, he just used the next one. Hakeem has said that the inspiration for his Dream Shake was based off of his days playing soccer. He realized that soccer players had great footwork, so he incorporated
So that's why he's
it
got
into
good
basketball.
footwork. He played soccer.
The Dream Shake was all about footwork and instinct.
Interesting.
A lot of superstars over the years have went to Hakeem to get some training to improve their footwork, but the Dream Shake is something that can't be taught. And that's why we'll never see another Hakeem Olajuwon. Number 1, Kareem's Sky Hook. The most iconic
I'm sorry,
move
I forgot about the Sky
the move
Hook.
That
of
defined
course.
The career of the player who scored the most points in NBA history. The move that looks pretty basic and should be easy to replicate, yet nobody has been able to do it.
But cannot be
why
stopped.
is that?
No one has ever done it.
Well, firstly, Kareem was massive. He was listed
only
at
uses
7'2", but it's been speculated that that was without shoes on, so he'd probably be listed at 7'3", or heck, maybe even 7'4" if he played today. Secondly, Kareem's Sky Hook was a lot different from the normal hook shots. When most players do a hook, the power comes from their arms. But with Kareem's Sky Hook, he used mainly his wrists. This allowed him to get a lot more control when he shoots,
using his
it's
wrist.
almost like a regular jump shot. Additionally, Kareem
Yes,
barely
you do
moved
get
when
more
he did the
control,
Sky
but
Hook.
where do you get the power
He
if
lifted
you're
up
just
his
flicking
leg
your
and
wrist?
jumped a little bit, but the main idea was to focus on controlling the wrist movement to accurately hit the shots. In recent times, players try to replicate the Sky Hook, but they usually end up doing this weird running hook floater thing. It looks cool, but it's inconsistent. Playing in the post in general is a lost art, as most teams are moving away from it because very few players are good enough to score efficiently from there.
They're shooting more threes
I doubt we'll ever see anybody else master the Sky Hook, the most unguardable shot in NBA history. And that's all, folks. Those were, in my opinion, the top 10 greatest, most iconic signature moves ever. Honorable mentions to George Gervin's finger roll, Tim Hardaway's crossover, James Harden's step back. Honorable mention to Pistol Pete's elbow pass and Jason Williams' elbow pass as well. And Kevin Garnett blocking shots after the whistle. Alright, I hope y'all enjoyed that video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
He's gonna block it. Alright, so that's it for this video. I totally just forgot about the Sky Hook, man. I'm sorry about that one. I thought Jordan would get the number 1 because, you know, he's the GOAT and his fadeaway is also very famous. But yeah, there's no doubt Kareem's Sky Hook would definitely be number 1, and I do think that it would never be replicated because it's so weird how he does it. He doesn't use like his whole arm. He just uses his wrist and he flicks it. I don't know how he gets power from that one actually. So yeah, that's it for the reaction video. If you guys like this video, please hit like. Also hit the notification bell down there, and if subscribe to the channel. That would totally help us. And if you would like me to react to any videos related to entertainment, basketball, wrestling, or anime, cartoons, anything really, just leave the comments down below and I would try to react to that video. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time.